Hello guys, it's JongLi and this is another online commentary battle for Rome Total War. This time it's a 1 vs 1 CWB battle. I'm playing as the Thracians and my opponent is AXILEAS of the Brotherhood clan, good friend of mine. He's playing as the Senate Romans, SPQR. And we'll go through the builds. AXILEAS has brought 6 Archer Auxilia. One is silver and the other 5 are silver bronze and 5 unupgraded urbans, and then he's got cav force of 5 gold praetorians. I brought Thrace, and the reason I brought Thrace is because CWB makes a lot of factions playable, so to take advantage of that, and I'm trying to use this to improve my micro as well, so bringing Thrace is really good for that because Thrace is playable at this Denarii level, and it's usually quite weak in the cav side of things. As you can see, I've only got Greek cav, which is the best cav you can get as Thrace other than the general units. I've also got 2 units of this militia cav, gold. The Greek cav is gold and 1 chevron on most of them, and I've got this infantry force, which is they're all phalanx pikemen, which is pretty much the best infantry unit you can get as Thrace. And they're all gold, and some of them have 1 chevron. And I've got 6 gold archers. So what I'm going to try and do is skirmish with AXILEAS' archers, because our archers are actually quite even. Because mine are gold, his don't have that many upgrades, even though they do have the range. So I can afford to skirmish for a bit. Then I'll have to get the better infantry engagement. He's only got 5 infantry units, I've got 6, so I should have some free. And his cav is going to be the deciding factor, because he has a far superior cav force. So here I bring in my militia cav. I'm going to put them into Cantabrian circle soon enough. And this is just to draw arrow fire, as well as to try and chuck some javelins into these archers and whittle them down a little, and help my archers out. I've pushed my phalanx pikemen up, just to deter any cav pushes on this side. So as you can see, these guys are getting shredded by Peeler and arrow fire, but that doesn't really matter because they're a pretty cheap unit. And yeah, they're pretty much just there to soak up missiles anyway. I've got my Greek cav quite heavy on this wing, and I've got just 2 Greek cav units on this side. I was trying to micro my militia cav, but because they were on skirmish mode, they kept running back at random times. So it was kind of tough to get them to stay on a flank or something. Meanwhile, the arrow fire, the skirmish is quite even. He knows you can't recklessly charge in with his cav because I have my phalanx pikemen ready. And these phalanx pikemen will be the core of my army. If he gets rid of these, I pretty much won't have any tools to defeat his praetorian cav. So I've got to be really careful. They're one of my militia cav units routes, probably from Peeler, from this urban cohort unit. I've still got 1 unit of militia cav, but it's pretty depleted. I'm just trying to use it to annoy him. Meanwhile, the archer fight does seem to be going my way. Which is a factor of how I've arranged my archers, as well as how I've used my militia cav to kind of distract them. So here he tries to push my militia cav away, or catch them with his praetorian cav, but I managed to take them out of Cantabrian circle in time and run them away. Nothing much is happening at the moment. I've moved this phalanx unit to kind of face this way in case he comes in and tries to get at my archers. I'm just using my archers now because I do have the missile advantage. I'm just using them to shoot at his cav or his urbans or finish off these last remaining archer auxilia. And he gives up on chasing my militia cav, so I brought them back. They've still got a couple of javelins, so they'll throw them. But it's not going to do much because they're pretty weak. Pretty weak unit in general. It's just light cav. So I know he's flinging all his cav onto this side now, and he's also pushing his urbans up. So what I'm going to do is run my archers away, because I do have the missile advantage. I want to keep that if possible. And I'm going to put this unit here, push it up so he can't come over this side, and I'm going to push my militia cav up as well and try to get at his archers with this attack, but it actually doesn't do much because they're not in tight formation and because the charge was bad. So I'm just trying to spread out my army now, and I'm running these 3 pikes back because I don't want them to get caught by his urbans. I'm just really spreading out my army and making it really difficult for him to pressure any one spot, because these urbans, although they're really powerful, if they get isolated I can actually just charge them and they will rout because they're unupgraded. He can't recklessly charge these phalanx pikemen because they've obviously got the phalanx formation going for them. So I'm just shooting his urbans now with my archers. So he goes into test judo. I'm running this pike unit up, pushing his Praetorian cavalry away from his archers, and I'm pushing this unit up as well. And looks like some of my archers are starting to rout because his archer auxilia are beginning to focus on them. As you can see, some urbans are dropping. These are unupgraded urbans, so it's not too much of a surprise that they're dying. Here, he runs his urbans behind, and I've pushed this unit a bit too far, so I've got to turn it around to face these urbans, and he sees this. It's a pretty obvious move, so he just sends his cav in and hits the rear. And that's the end of that unit. And that's why I've got to be careful not to isolate my own units as well. So right here, I pike rush onto these urbans, and I'm rushing these 3 cav in and trying to get a sneaky charge on these urbans, which rout instantly. Although these are Greek cav, they do have a charge bonus still, and these urbans are unupgraded. He charges into my phalanx pikeman unit and routs them. I'm trying to get a charge here, but it's pretty weak, to be honest. And I'm trying to prevent his cav from doing damage to my archers with this phalanx pikeman unit as well. Over here, I've charged 2 cav in to these urban cohorts, but they're pretty tough units. They don't rout too easily. Here my Greek cav gets caught out by his urbans and his Praetorian cav, so 3 of them get routed right there. I'm still trying to put the pressure on with this unit and this unit that's come back from routing. And he charges straight into this unit. Even though this unit will probably rout, it's pretty worthwhile because it'll deal tons of casualty to these cav units. And I've put these units here trying to kill the general, but it's proving to be quite tough. So he's mopped up one of my phalanx pikeman units and he's coming after this second one. Again, he charges into the mostly front of it, so his cav will take a bit of damage, and it looks kind of bad right now because I've got 4 archers and only a little bit of Greek cav left, so I've got to be really careful with how I use these. I decided to put them into the cav fight, which in hindsight was probably not a good decision, but I wanted to try and take out his cav as well as I could. And so all they're really good for now, because the numbers are so depleted, my Greek cav, is to chase off archers, so that's what I do. But I have saved up these 3 units of phalanx pikemen, and this is for this moment because now he's got cav left and infantry, but I have 3 fresh units of phalanx pikemen, and these are pretty highly upgraded. These are like gold 1 chevron. So I'm just letting him chase this 1 archer unit. I don't really mind, because I'm trying to keep his attention off most of my other archer units, so he can chase that 1 unit while I try to regather my other 4 units. This unit here, I'm trying to run back. I'm running this Greek cav unit over here because I've almost finished chasing off all AXILEAS' archers. And as you can see here, I'm going to face off against his Praetorian Cav with my Phalanx Pikemen. His infantry got a bit distracted there with my Greek Cav, so I just shot at them. But it seems like these archers are out of ammunition, so I've just left them out here kind of as bait, because they're pretty useless now. He chases after my Greek Cav, but he's not going to catch them. These guys are tired, and Greek Cav has fast moving abilities. So he's gone at archers. My archers are slowly running out of ammunition, and it all boils down to my Phalanx Pikemen now, and what he can do with his infantry and archers. Infantry and cavalry. So here, he's taking out one archer unit, going after a second one. And here he's put his units into Testudo, which is a 31k trick. But I really think you should just flank with this unit and try and kill this unit. So the enemy general has died against my Phalanx Pikemen, which is pretty good for me. And he is moving his Testudos to the flanks now, and he's busting it open right here. So I bring this unit of archers around because it's out of ammo, and I'm about to charge it in when all the Zervans start routing. So that was really good news for me, because now all I have to worry about are these Praetorian Cav. And although they are in pretty decent numbers, my Phalanx Pikemen are a perfect counter to that. So in this situation, I do decide to box up a little bit, like it's in a semicircle, just to deter these guys from trying to get at my archers. But my archers are out of ammo. This unit is all out of ammo, so they've just got their little knives out now. And this unit is the only unit I have that still has arrows left, so yeah, these guys are my archer force, but 13 guys aren't going to be able to do much, even if they are gold. These guys are also gold, so arrows from a bunch of these weaklings won't do too much, as you will see later. I'm just running down remnants of his archers with these Greek Cav. They are pretty tired now, but that's all they're good for at this point. And I think AXILEAS realizes that he's actually kind of on the back foot now, because I've got these 3 Phalanx Pikemen which are fresh. And I do have a little bit of Cav left, which I can use to kinda countercharge if I get them in a good position. And I do have archers left, which he does perceive as a threat. So we'll just fast forward it. I'm just getting my guys into a good shape. And as you might be able to see, it's actually drizzling now, so that will make the effectiveness of my arrows drop. As you can see, he's trying to position now. My archers, I believe, are shooting, but as you can see, nothing is happening. So yeah, 13 archers, even if they gold, do nothing to gold Praetorian Cav. So he just sat there kinda, and we triple speeded it while my archers shot him. He wanted to rest his Cav, I wanted to shoot him, so it was kinda win-win, but probably better for him because my 13 archers didn't actually get any kills. That's how weak they are. I positioned these 3 Cav on the flank because I'm trying to predict that he'll go in straight through, so I can countercharge. So we'll go triple speed again. This battle does take a while. My archers are still firing, but they haven't even taken 1 casualty, I think. As you can see, he chases my Cav away with just 1 of his units, because I know even in melee, even with the charge, my guys probably won't win, so it's pretty tough. And he does this little tricky thing where he walks around and suddenly he runs and he actually catches one of my Greek cav. But yeah, I used my pikes to push him away. Unfortunately, my pikes didn't catch anyone. So yeah, that's one guy dead. Maybe two. No, it's one guy. One's an archer. Another guy there. So 2 guys dead. And here he goes in for the charge. But I get my pikes down in time. So yeah, I have one unit that seems to be surrounded, but they are pikes. He took a ton of casualties here, as you can see. Like, that's almost a whole unit of cav dead, and that pretty much wraps it up.
This victory surely their work, not that.
Although it was a clear victory, that was only because I brought a weaker faction choice, so my units were weaker. Well played to AXILEAS. As you can see by the score, I brought a ton more men. This is because Thrace has really bad units, but they're really cheap. So I had a full unit roster of men. He probably didn't. So yeah, I got less kills, but I had more men deployed. So well played to AXILEAS. That's it. See you later.